Okay, welcome back everyone to a special episode of Yoda's Hut. This is the Thanksgiving tournament at Gamers Armory in Cary, North Carolina. I'm Bill. I go by Yodaman on the boards, and I went to this tourney just the other day, and I'm joined for a commentary by Derek. Hey, Derek, how's it going?
I'm doing all right.
All right, this is the first round, game one of the tournament. I am on the right here, playing against my old foe and good friend Jeremy from out at Gamers Army. I was thinking I probably played more games and more tournament games against probably than about anybody else except my friend Jerry at my house. And Jerry and I haven't played too many tournament games against each other. So in this game, I am playing a deck I put together the night before that I just kind of threw together trying to figure out something to do. It's Jedi Affiliation, 2 May the Force be with you, 2 Spark of Rebellion, 2 Shield Generator Assault, that is the Endor Han, 2 Planning the Attack, and then 1 Commando Raid and 1 Strike Team Assemble. And Jeremy is playing a interesting Scum deck that has 2 of the Hunt for Han Solo, 2 Schemes and Intrigues, 2 Out of the Mists, 2 Heartless Tactics, 2 Hunters in the Night, and 1 Jabba's Reach. So he was running 11 pods in this set. So any initial thoughts on our decks? I know you and I had talked before I played in the tournament. I was kind of running through different ideas, and I ended up going with this one. And Jeremy's got this interesting deck with Hunt for Han Solo, which I certainly haven't used probably forever or even seen in
Yeah,
a while. So what do you think?
yeah, yeah. I haven't seen that one used in quite a while. I actually used to use it a lot myself when it was brand new. But yeah, I haven't really seen it get much play for almost since it came out. There's just been a lot of other options out there.
Right.
So, but yeah, it's got some interesting stuff in it.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, he was going for some capture mechanics from what it looked like because he had Dengar, he had the 2 of the GA Zuckuss set, he had um, 2 of what am I forgetting there? Oh, 2 of Schemes and Intrigues with Efont Mod. So he was trying to find ways to trigger that, um, and of course I was just trying to find a way to kind of use Spark and also get in like the cheap Spec Force guys. So it looks like
mhm.
on our flop, he got Jabba's Reach and then 2 of, I think, the Hunters in the Night, if I remember, the new Josh Pure set.
Okay, yeah, I was
Yeah.
not recognizing that picture.
Yeah, that was the one
So,
that seemed like a little bit of odd inclusion out there. I think he just wanted to play it. And I got Planning the Attack, Shield Generator Assault, and Spark. So, and it looks
mm,
like Jeremy's off and running with a CD Cantina there. So that card, if you win an contested edge battle by double your icons, you get to discard an enhancement, I think is what does, if I remember right.
I think so.
And I think it can be any enhancement. It doesn't have to be, yeah, just a enemy enhancement there. And so he played an Ugnaught and the Shevin Mercenary turn one.
Hmm.
And I remember when that Ugnaught hit the board, I was like, what the heck is that? I hadn't seen one of those forever. But they're, a pretty interesting card that fit in with the theme of his deck um, that the Ugnaught, if after you capture a card, you can remove a damage from a friendly vehicle or droid unit. So,
Uh-huh. Yeah, and the vehicles in that same pod are, I mean, they're 2 of them. I think they're called headhunters also,
right.
uh, just like the other ones that are in Xizor set. But anyway, they have, I remember, 3 health, 3 cost, 1 black blast, 1 black gun. But when they strike, you get to draw a card from random out of your opponent's hand, and if it's a unit, you get to capture it.
Right. So I tried to hit with Spark at the end of his turn, and I didn't hit. So, but I was able to draw up to 7 thanks to planning the attack. So I had a pretty good start here, even though I didn't have May the Force be with you out. But I had Spark, Shield Generator, Assault, plan the attack, and I just got the Massassi Temple War Room, and I'm playing a Rebel Tactician there for 2, and then I
Hmm.
got one of the Spec Force guys. So I was pretty happy with that turn because Jeremy chose rather than to double focus the Hunters in the Night, which actually have 2 resources on them. He used his Ugnaught resource and then just committed the Shevin Mercenary. So since I got the cheap tactics and the Spec Force guy, I was going to be able to sort of either force him to block or just let me get it unopposed, and then I could go in with the Spec Force guy and spread some damage around. So looks like I think I went after one of the hunters of the night here.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
And I had a target and a heat, and he had 5. I think he had a well equipped, if I remember right, is what he had thrown in. But so he didn't win
Okay.
by double. That was good. I was worried that when I went in with that edge battle, I didn't want him to capture my Temple War Room, my resources. So I
Yeah, that
did,
would be bad.
I did a damage with the heat, and then he's gonna just kill my guy. But I didn't really care. I also got the target off, so I got 1 damage in with the target, and now Shevan's double focused. And I remember going in here thinking, well, this is good. I can either, double strike on one objective, and I just did went into Jabba's reach, did 2, and then I was thinking I was going to free him up, and I was trying to decide did I want to attack or take the force back.
Hmm.
And if I remember right, one of the cards I saw that I was probably going to get next, I think with Spark, when I knew I was going to hit, was going to be a nudge, so I decided to go ahead and attack. Oh, that's where Jeremy got confused. He thought I was going to do it in the same engagement. I'm like, no, I'm going to end the engagement, then damage it, the objective. So once you can damage an Endor objective to take a token off the Spec Force Finder or Han Solo, and then I shot with it at the other hunters in the night, so I got 5 damage first turn. So I was pretty happy with that, even though I knew it was going to end up letting the dial go to 3 here.
Yeah, the Spec Force guys can be so good or so worthless in the same
Right.
thing. The trick is finding ways to get them in unopposed.
Yeah.
They can do all kinds of damage, but if you get an opponent that ends up with a ton of guys on the board and they keep them back for defense, where they just always have blockers, it's very easy to counteract the Spec Force guys.
Yeah. So Jeremy ended up playing captured after he refreshed, so he could draw a fresh hand and have a clear board to swing at there. So he captured my Spec Force guy, which by himself he's not that scary, but as you just saw, if he's only got 1 blocker now, unless he plays something else, I was a little surprised he did that.
No, well, he threw it under Jabba's reach. That increased his reserve as
Yeah,
well. So he got
that's
to
true.
draw a 7th card by doing it that way.
And I guess he does still have 5 resources if he wants to use the Ugnaught, but that would take away one of his blockers. But I think he saw that even though it's a cheap little guy, if you can get him to go in unopposed, you can get a couple damage with him on 2 different places. So he wanted to get off the board. Or if I dropped Han, he wanted to make sure I couldn't free up Han probably.
Yeah. No, it adds up quick with those guys.
Yeah, if you can get it set up right. And I just thought, it's something I had thought about before, but I hadn't really built of, using Spark with what kind of chuds could you use it with. And I thought the Spec Force guys might be good. So it's a matter of trying to create something with that. And I started with Ýoda, obviously, and Spark and Dodonna, because that just seems like a good core. And then when I decided to use Han, that was good. And then I also figured that, trying to round it out, I wanted some more chuds. So I threw in Commander because I never did that, but it had a couple fake cards and it had the chuds to recycle things. And certainly if you get Commander rate out, it's helpful. And then I realized I only had 2 Endor objectives. So
Yeah.
and I remember, so he was swinging with the headhunter there, which I think when it strikes, you get to.
Yeah, that was what I mentioned earlier. If he finds a unit there, he would have been able to capture it.
Yeah, and I actually did have a unit, and I want to say it might have been Han or something. It was even, I'm pretty sure it was a decent unit. I think it might have been Han, and I was so glad he grabbed the ground support instead of whatever it was in my hand.
Yeah.
But he attacked with that, try to get something out of my hand, which I said I was fortunate. And now he's only got 1 blocker again. But back to my deck. So I wanted to get something else Endor, and I kind of came down to either Commando Operations or Strike Team Assemble, and I ultimately decided on Strike Team Assemble because it had 1 more chud I could drop in. It had the resource, natural cover that you can sort of use to block some damage if you need to. And then as much as anything, I thought scouting ahead could be useful, even though there was only 1, just sometimes getting the chance to look through your 4 cards and pull out something, and then also look through your opponent's 4 cards and get rid of stuff so it can't come at you could be useful, and it really was worth it. So I played I think I sparked in the Tactician that time and played a nudge to put the dial back to 2.
Yeah, going on your deck design, I think I mean you still only had 3 Endor. I might have even gone with 4, gone with a second
Yeah.
of the strike team. Another one to consider was one we saw Mitch use a while ago, that newer one with the engineer. I think I don't remember if that's an Endor or
Yeah,
a
I don't remember
Yavin.
not. What I always think of is it sure seems like Commando Raid should be Endor, but it isn't. And I think,
Yeah, the
but
fact that it's not, it definitely matches well with Spark. But if you're wanting to get maximum use out of Han and his chuds, you got to have an Endor objective out
yeah.
there.
So now at this point, I had a decision. I could have went in with the Donna and the Rebel Tactician to try to get extra blast on stuff, but I wanted to just lock down his Ugnaught, mainly because he kept a bunch of cards in Edge, so I didn't really want to pitch my whole hand. I just kind of wanted to be careful, and I made a mistake here. I probably should have I think I passed on this first one, and I think I just like had a brain freeze about seeding Cantina, and it almost came back to bite me. So that I probably should have just passed and let him die anyway. And so I had one and he had one. So that must not have been when it happened. So he just killed that. That may have happened later.
No, but you lucked out. If you'd have played a 2 there, then you would have got your War Room.
Yep.
So you did luck out there.
Yeah. So I think he did get it at some point in this game. I feel like I remember being down resources and wondering, oh crap, because I hadn't drawn anything else yet. So I'm going in after something with Tadana, and I know my whole goal was I wanted to lock down that headhunter so he didn't capture some stuff out of my hand.
I would hope you went after Jabba's Reach so you could take it out, because you got 2 blast. Because
Uh,
that's the one you want to get rid of right
yeah,
now.
I think that's what I did. I think I attacked the one hunter in the night first, and then I hit Jabba's Reach to get the card back too, to get my Spec Force guy back. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that'll be my first objective. And then on top of that, I had a Yoda, you seek Yoda.
Hmm.
And I got to draw a card because Dodonna was out and I had saved the Yavin 4 card. See if I remember that. I think I was trying to figure out, did I draw the card first or did I actually play Yoda, you seek Yoda first? Maybe I didn't draw the card there. That's an interesting timing, how that would work.
We're talking about the card drawing trigger from the Yavin thing. Is that what
Yeah,
you're saying?
right. So
Is it a reaction or an interrupt?
I don't remember if it's an interaction or an interrupt.
If it's an interrupt, it would
I think
take
it's a
precedence.
reaction.
If it's a
Yeah,
reaction, then it goes to the end of the entire thing. So
yeah,
Yoda would come into play, then you would draw a card.
yeah. So I ended
If
up.
it was an interrupt, you would still pay for it, but then before you resolve the going to get Yoda and putting him into play, you would draw the card.
Yeah. So I went after the hunter in the night that only had one damage on it, so I put two more on it thanks to the unopposed, and I locked down his Ugnaught since I had the resource as much as anything.
Yeah.
And the other thing was committed. So then I took the force back with the nudge. So the dial did go up to 4 there because it went up to 3 when I played Yoda, you seek Yoda. And then he
Yeah.
flipped up the hunt for Han Solo. so,
Huh.
and so,
Yeah, that's an interesting one in his deck here.
yeah. But at this point, the only thing I have left to defend with is the nudge. So,
Yeah, theoretically, the nudge could kill his one little attacker he's got there.
yeah.
He's only got 1 health.
Yeah. Let's see what else he ends up dropping here. But I've made some good progress. I've blown up one objective. I've got 3 damage on one of the hunters of the night and 2 on the other one.
So you still got that ground support in your hand. You might as well get rid of it at this point.
Yeah, I
'Cause
think I ended
you're
up
not going
pitching
to
it.
attack it. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't
I guess.
remember why I didn't just pitch it on my turn, to be honest. There must have been some reason I thought, I might have been thinking, depending on what I drew, it might be worth playing it if I didn't really have enough other things to play.
Hmm.
There is Ephopmon, and that's the problem.
Now, when you capture something, Ugnaught gets to free up a vehicle or a droid. Is that
He
right?
gets to take a damage off vehicle or droid, so that's actually not going to matter. But
Oh,
the
okay.
hunt for
Damn.
Han Solo lets you take, if you capture something and at the objective, you can take a focus token off any Scum unit,
Okay.
like Ýoda, for instance.
Yeah. No, I was thinking the Ugnaught could be used to unfocus the Headhunter, but if it's just damage, then that wouldn't work.
Yeah, and so I was saying before he went to conflict, I used Kanan's concentration to actually free up Ýoda,
Mm-hmm.
so I could potentially defend with Ýoda rather than the nudge. Although I only have 2 cards left. One
You
of them's
might
a
have
Spec Force guy, and the other one's ground support.
you might have committed Ýoda if you were going to plan on doing that, because that would let you take the Force,
Yeah,
or keep the Force.
so I am gonna block with Ýoda. And I said, I
Right.
think this is where I make the mistake. I probably would have been better off with my crappy edge hand, just making him throw something in and passing, but I think I pitched in ground support. And then,
Yeah, because for him to win by double, you have to at least play something, right?
right. Yeah, because it's contested. Yeah,
Yeah.
Jeremy and I had that issue at the last tournament that he thought contested was just if you defended, and we had to go look it up. So, he played
Right.
Reversal of Fate. Oh, I had pitched a nudge. Okay, I didn't. I must have pitched ground support. So then he ended up winning 2-1. Okay, so he caught me off guard there, winning by double. Okay, I forgot that's how it happened. And so
Yeah.
he was able to capture with CD Cantina. He captured my Temple War Room and knocked me out of resources, which I was not happy about. And
Yep.
then he's gonna get to capture something else.
I would assume Ýoda.
Right. Yeah, I think I told him once he revealed it, he could hide it again just in case he got other cards, so I didn't know what was there. Um, yeah, I think that's probably what he's going to do. He's going to put 2 focus on Ýoda to capture him, and then he can free up Ýoda and actually either whack me down, but Dodonna's elite, or try to triple focus Dodonna.
Well, Ifan only has one, or
Ýoda has
it
2
is.
tactics.
Can you trigger his ability more than once per turn?
No, he can only trigger it once per turn, but he can free it
Okay.
up and get 2 more tactics. So
Yeah.
right,
No,
so-
that I knew. I
Yeah.
just wasn't sure if you could do it again and capture again.
no, he couldn't on his turn,
Yeah.
but yeah, so he did. He captured it, used Hunt for Unsolo to free up Ýoda, and he did decide to put 2 more on Dodonna, which kind of makes sense, lock it down, especially because I have no resources now. And he
Yeah.
ended up getting 4 total on Shield Generator Assault because he got 1 from Ýoda in the first strike, another one from the second strike, 1 from unopposed. And I had damaged it before to use the Spec Force guy. So now
Right.
the good thing is he can't take Force back now, even if he commits the Ugnaught. Because I've got
Yeah.
2 with the nudge, so I'm going to get to do another damage to something. And I think this time I was already calculating I was going to probably do the damage to the Hunter and the Knight that had 3. So if I could get something else, I might be able to just take out the other Hunters and Knight if I could lock his board down and nudge for the win. Like for the
Well,
unopposed.
you got your Spec Force guy too that can if
Double
you could
strike.
Yeah, so going 3 and 3 instead of 2 and 4 on the damage, he might be able to do it easier that way because of the unopposed.
Yeah, but
One
the Spec
strike.
Force guy only has got 1 health. That's the problem. He doesn't have any guns. So
Right, you would need to get him in there unopposed.
yeah, so I tried Spark again. I think I've still hit just once in this game. I hit the 1 Rebel Tactician, if I remember right.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. I was playing this deck. I was thinking that somebody on the boards, I don't remember who it was talking about the Spark decks and like that they basically need to have enough other stuff that you can do all right if you don't have Spark out. And to go along with that, you need to have enough stuff to do all right even if you don't hit with Spark. And this deck was, at least in this game, it hasn't really hurt me that I haven't hit with Spark that one time. So
Yeah, no, I have games where I hit all the time with Spark, but I feel like more often than not I don't.
yeah, I think I had 17 units that could hit with Sparks. I mean, it was a third of my deck.
Yeah.
And then I got one of Paige's commandos there. I remember thinking that I just ordered my discard wrong. I had the heat on top of the target. If I had been thinking, I could have put the target first, but that was way
Yep.
back turn one, and I
Yep.
might have been able to win. But alas, it was probably
Oh,
not
now
to
that you get
be.
that thing with 1 health, you could send in just the nudge, and if he blocks with that guy with 1 health, and win with the heat.
Yeah,
Assuming you can get him to block with the Ugnaught on the other one.
right. But then he could block with both, and I wouldn't be able to get the unopposed. So I think I'm thinking about the Spec Force guy. Do I
Well,
want to
no,
play him?
wherever he blocks with both, the heat takes out the one dude, and I mean, you would have to have enough to kill the Ugnaught is the
Right,
catch.
right, yeah. That's what I was worried about because I think the only other thing I had right now that I was thinking about playing was the Spec Force guy.
Yeah.
So I'm still looking at my hand. I don't remember what else I had. I feel like I had some decent cards in my hand that I was trying to save for edge. Either this turn, yeah, okay, there's a Rebel Tactician. So, yeah, so I think my goal here
That
was
should
to,
be enough right there.
yeah, it might be if I can do this right here. Well, it would have been if I got the target back.
Yeah.
I don't remember. I think I missed drawing a card with Dindana again. So, well,
Mm,
I think the obvious thing is to send the tactician after Hunt for Han Solo, and then lock something down. Probably the headhunter again if I can win
yeah.
edge. I don't. I think Jeremy still had a few cards in his hand, maybe like three. So I think. So, yeah, I was going back and forth here. It's like the rebel tactician doesn't get the extra gun, so
Hmm.
but I didn't have enough, or I mean, or the extra blast. It would have got the just the tactics here. So I think I'm going after Hunt for Han Solo, and he's blocking with the Ugnaught.
Yeah.
So hopefully I have some good edge cards and can avoid another seedy Cantina here.
Yeah, if you'd have done the damage the other way on the two locations, now the one you can't kill is the one that's going to free up.
Right.
So if you'd had them 3 and 3, you could use Page Commando to take out the one that's about to free up, and the other one is not going to do anything anyway this turn, and let it sit for a turn.
Yeah, I'd say I think I was just hoping I'd draw into enough that I could just win. So
Yeah,
I was thinking if I could get something, lock stuff down, and then get a couple blasts to take out the 100 of the night, the nudge could go in unopposed. So I
right.
put what did I put in? So
A
he
secret
had
objective.
yeah. So I don't think I used it, although I probably
Uh,
could have. I would have still been short though. So I think I just shot the Ugnaught, and then I think I just chose to focus the Headhunter probably. Because Efatmon's elite. I remember thinking I could focus Efatmon, but he's elite, so that doesn't matter. And I really don't care if the Rebel Tactician dies.
I think if instead of the tactician you'd have played the other guy and gone, and then just you could have killed the bottom one and then send the nudge in because you would have had to use the heat to kill him, and then you send the nudge in, and if you can win another edge, the nudge kills that guy, and you still get unopposed.
Well, the problem was if I send the Spec Force guy and he blocks just with the Ugnaught, I can't double strike because the Spec Force guy doesn't have any guns. So he would
No,
have died. Yeah.
I'm saying you send Page Commando and the Spec
Oh,
Force
and
at
the
the
Spec Force guy.
bottom.
Yeah.
You use your heat, and then the Page Commando takes out the one dude that he blocked with.
Uh, yeah. But I guess what was going through my head was if he blocked with both, then I couldn't get the unopposed. So I was trying to factor what if he just blocked with both guys.
Hmm.
So I wouldn't be able to kill them both.
Right. Worst case, that's what would have happened.
Right. So I'd be in basically the
Um,
same, almost the same situation. So I did go in with
well,
Phaedra's
except that
Commando.
you would have been able to kill the Ugnaught, let him strike with the other guy that's going to double focus.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, if he did it that way, I could have got one more unit off the board. But
Yeah.
I mean, I ended up with 4 damage on the other Hunter of the Night, and he's got, I think he's about to take a resource. Yeah, so
Yeah, you got 4 on both
he's
right
got
now.
4 resources, 5 with the Ugnaught, and the dial is only at 5. So I remember, kind of feeling okay there because even if he somehow was able to get enough to blow up everything, he wasn't going to be able to win. so
Yeah.
so he just played. I think I was prize possession probably. Yeah, he played a prize possession. Looks like he's getting ready to play something else for 3.
It might be another headhunter.
Oh no, 4, 5. He's played
Might be
5.
something bigger.
It is Jabba the Hutt.
Uh-huh. There's a couple tactics.
Yeah. That should help him a little bit on defense if he doesn't attack with Jabba. So I've just got the nudge to block, which is going to be no good. And he's probably thinking about swinging with Ephantmon because I only have 2 cards left, so.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Try and get rid of Dodonna.
Yeah. And then he could free up Ephantmon again and kind of lock stuff down.
Yeah,
So
the fact that he's able to free him up after swinging is what's helping him a lot here.
yeah, I mean, because with Win and Edge, he's getting 4 tactics, and with his strike, even though he's only going to capture him once, that's still pretty good.
Yeah.
And if I hadn't been keeping that headhunter locked down, I could have run the risk of him capturing something and freeing up Ephantmon for defense too. So,
Yeah.
like I said, it looked like his deck could have some really good synergy if he had hit it a little better, and if I hadn't had all these cheap tactics that I was kind of able to keep that headhunter locked down and only get one shot off, up till this point.
Uh-huh.
So I think he's trying to decide how he wants to do this, if he should attack, if he should just go ahead and, take force and try to defend. He's using Jabba's ability to put an enhancement or unit that costs 2 or lower into play, and he's putting out the fortified holding cells on the 1 Hunter and the Knight. So now it's got +1 damage capacity, and he struck with Ephantmon there beforehand, captured Dodonna, or after he did the Jabba trick, I should say, and then he chose to free up Jabba. So that's a pretty good trick there too, because now he's still got Jabba on defense, and he just made it a lot harder for me to kill the 1 Hunter of the Night, considering the only thing I got out right now is a nudge.
I guess it depends on on his edge hand. I don't know that I would have freed up Java over Ephant, just because Ephant could capture also on your turn if you go in.
Yeah, so all right, so he just sent the Ugnaught in and blew up the shield generator assault, so the dial will go to 6. So now he's only got the Shevin Mercenary and Jabba to block. Well, I said Jabba with 2 black tactics is going to be a problem. Although he just committed Jabba to take force, and that may help me out. I remember thinking, come on, Seeds.
Yeah.
Seeds would be awesome right now. So, yeah, I kind of figured he was going to do that, but because he's probably thinking he just has to defend and go for it. And I drew Strike Team Assemble there, so that means I can resolve fake cards twice while it's undamaged. So double Seeds would be even better, because both his freed up units right now are committed.
Now, he doesn't have Zizor in his deck, right?
No, he did not.
And he's already used his 1 Reversal of Fate. So you're fine there in terms of Like, if you get the seeds, you're in great shape.
Yeah. Now, I mean, I didn't realize at this point. For all I knew, he just hadn't been drawing it. So I am looking for scouting ahead where it's going to maybe get some work. So I got secret objective, Spec Force guy, Han, and a target. And he had like the pleasure barge, another Chevy. I let him keep the mission that was in Efont Mindset, I guess, and then a
Yeah.
45 hole and stuff. So I got to shuffle some good stuff back. And I think I actually ended up taking the target
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
because with Strike Team Assemble, it could go off twice as long as he doesn't twist it.
Yep.
So,
Well, you only need 1 damage on one and 2 on the other.
yep. Yeah, although I don't have any units right now, so he might have been thinking I was going to take Han, but I chose not to take Han. Unfortunately, I didn't draw a seed. Maybe I had one in my hand.
Mm.
Because I don't think I've played one yet.
No, you haven't. You still got 5 resources to work with. I don't know if you sparked yet either this turn.
I don't think I did. I think I knew whatever was on top wasn't going to hit, so that was one of the reasons I did scouting ahead.
Yeah.
So I could shuffle. And he's looking to see what... Oh, that's right. He looked there and realized that that I think the enhancement in Out of the Mist, Seating Cantina, it discards the enhancement. It doesn't capture it. And somehow he just remembered that. So there's Dodonna. Dodonna could be useful. It looks like I remembered to keep... And there's a Spec Force guy. And I'm going to use Dodonna to draw a card. And I don't know if I tried to hit with Spark yet or not. And it looks like I'm probably going to swing with Dodonna here. And try to win an edge battle, I guess.
Yeah, well, that's what it's going to come down to, is can you win the edge against Jabba? Because if you can't, he's going to lock your board.
Well, he won't be able to lock everything. I got 3 units. So.
No, I know, but he'll be able to get the crucial ones.
Yeah. Seeds would be good right now, or a bunch of good cards would be good right now for edge.
Duh. Well, seeds, you get to double use it and lock both his guys.
Yeah.
So if you get a seeds off, you pretty much just win.
I actually think I went after fortified holding cells here.
Well, Dodonna does have 2 blast. He can blow it up himself.
Yeah. Oh, this is interesting. So after, yeah, he caught me off guard with that one. He declared Jabba as a defender, and then he put in the Hunters in the Night enhancement, the Master of the Night. So when an enhanced card is targeted by an enemy card effect, you can shuffle the enhancement into its owner's deck to cancel that effect. So I think he put that out there to cancel my target, or at least one of the targets, if I'd happen to win edge. So it was an interesting play. Maybe he didn't have crap for edge hand. I think at that point I was thinking he must not have a good edge hand. Because otherwise...
Well, Dodonna's got enough damage on his own to blow up that objective. If he wins edge.
Right. If I win edge, I don't even need to put the targets in. And I had a twist. Oh, wow. And I think I twisted away his whole hand there.
Yeah, I don't know why he would have played that card then.
Yeah. Maybe he was trying to bait me into it or something. I'm not quite sure. Or he thought he'd have enough and he wasn't counting on my twist.
Yeah, because now Dodonna just focuses the one remaining guy out there, blows up the objective, and then you can go in with anything to take out the bottom.
Yeah, so now exactly. So I'm going to sit there and win edge, attack with Dodonna, blow up the objective, focus the other guy down, and then, like you said, anything. Plus, I still have the target. I didn't even use that, so...
you could have blown up the top objective as well if you'd have set the Spec Force with the double target.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, because I had an Endor objective now.
Yeah, you could have got all 3.
So my deck came through there. It was a little bit of an odd play by Jeremy at the end, but I think he was just trying to probably make me rethink how I was going to do this when he put that on there or something, just try to almost bluff me or something. But so I was kind of happy because I know Jeremy's good, and sometimes he plays these wacky decks that just catch you off guard. So I was happy to start off with a win in this first game. So you got any thoughts about the game we just saw before we, I guess, wrap it up for
Um,
this one? As I guess slowly starting to do
there's
here.
some interesting synergies in his deck there. I might take a, that might be worth revisiting and seeing if you can make it a better version of it. But being able to double swing with stuff like E-Font, for example, and waking up other units using that objective actually came in pretty handy. So I'm sure with all the good stuff Scum has right now, there might be something to that.
Yeah, I mean, I was just thinking, like, without Hunter and the Knight in there, which I know he just used because it was a new set, the other
Mm.
nine really synergized pretty well. Like, I think you just throw a 10th pod in that has some other kind of capture, maybe, or maybe you
I
take out a GA Zuckus and put in Hutt's Menagerie and Hunters or something, I mean, or Zizor, I mean, like, something
I
like that.
remember back I had when I was using the last time I played Ugnaught, he paired really well with the corrupt official pod because being able to pull things off of there.
Yeah, yeah, that's a good.
Like off of the main unit, plus you get your damage prevention and you get a twist in there as well, and another enhancement destruction.
Yeah, yeah, that would be a good option too. All right,
Hmm.
well, let's wrap this game up so we can move on to game two of this round for anybody out there watching. So, thanks for joining me for commentary as always, Derek. Appreciate it.
Yeah, all